Ahoy, Ragamuffins! Jamie here, and welcome to day 2 of the low back recovery and strength program or routine. This is a 4-day thing, but don't worry if you have these out of order. You can do these standalone as well. So what we're going to do is 5 to 6 exercises, 3 rounds, some warm-up, some strength, some stretch to get that low back feeling good, energized, hopefully stronger over time. So you're going to need weights, maybe a pad or a mat, a gait belt for some stretches. I use a gait belt. We have about 20 seconds and then we're going to get ready for our first exercise. I use a gait belt, but you know, what do we do? Oh, we're doing the piriformis stretch today. So probably just pads. Probably just pads will be good. And we do get down on the ground. So make sure you grab a blanket or anything that helps you feel comfortable. We're going to start out in a child's pose stretch for about a minute. So maybe your knees are wide, maybe they're narrow. You're coming down here, sitting into that pose. And we're going to kind of go from side to side. We're going to extend that right hand over and reach over to the left. Maybe about 5-6 seconds. Try to sit back in that pose and reach over to the right with that left hand up and over. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Reach over to the right with that, left with the right hand reaching up and over. Trying to sit back in that bottom and to the left. Breathe, breathe, breathe. I did not show the standing option. I will show the standing option next time. Sometimes I can kick myself because I'm like, oh yeah, forget about that. All right, now we're going to come into 10 reps. So we're going to do it for about a minute. So I want these to be slow and controlled. Maybe you do 8 reps, maybe you do 12. We're going to be around 8 to 12 in bird dog. So hands are across from shoulders, knees are across from hips. Option 1, with the hips engaged, you're going to kick out the leg only. Actually, option 1 would be alternating arms. Option 2 would be legs kicking out, bringing it back in. Option 3 is both at the same time. We're alternating and bringing it back in. Core engaged. Make sure you're not rounded back here or overly arched here. Core's engaged. Right leg kicks out, left hand kicks out. Right hand, left leg. Left hand, right leg. Again, you can alternate hands, keeping that core engaged, or feet, or both. This is a balance challenge at the same time. Bringing it back in, trying to get between 8 and 10 total or on each side. You choose however feels good in that minute. All right, now we're going to do a goblet squat. So core is going to be engaged as we're doing this, nice and slow. I have about 12 reps, but I'm going to time it for a minute. So we're going to take our time in these. Maybe you do 8, maybe you do 10, maybe you do 12. So rolling shoulders back, weight is held here. Gaze is forward. We're coming down nice and slow, feeling that pressure in both quads, both feet coming up. Core engaged. So we're sitting back in that chair. Weight is alongside chest, right off the chest, coming up and down. Nice and slow, feeling the core engage. Down and up. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Exhale. Really focusing that you're not rounding the back here or here. Kind of tucking pelvis, engaging core as you come up and down. I felt this was a better way to do it than the reps like I did last time, but yeah, there's drawbacks with either or. So the next one we're going to do is a piriformis stretch right. 1 minute for the full stretch. Here's a seated stretch. I bring my leg up and over. My upper body extends. I'm going to show multiple options for this, and I'm hinging forward here. Piriformis, getting that butt, that side butt stretch. On the ground, you can come into a figure 4 stretch here, back flat, bringing the leg up. If you want to add gait belt, bring it up here, hold it there. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Option 3 is adding something like a back of a couch, maybe a countertop, padding. There we go. This is a balance challenge though for the piriformis, because for the body, for this piriformis stretch, because as you can see, I'm standing on one leg. You see, I'm kind of arching my back here. I want to tuck my bottom under, or wait, what do I want to do? No, maybe I want to arch my back a little bit. And breathe. Okay, now we're going to do the other side for a minute. We're going to do 3 rounds of each of these exercises. So now we're going to do the left side. That piriformis stretch should feel a nice stretch in the side of the hip. Seated option here. Inhale, upper body. We're going to hold this for a minute and hinge forward. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Supine, meaning we're on our back, knees bent, figure 4. Bring that belt around, the stable leg, and pull. Figure 4, you should get that stretch in the side hip. It's option 2. Option 3, hopefully if you liked this one, you chose this one right away. That's what I hope when I show all these options. Holding on to something for balance, always if needed. Inhale. Oh yeah, let me see. Yep, okay. If you want to get a little bit more of a stretch, you're going to tuck your bottom out. It has to do with the attachment of where each muscle grounds itself. And then I like this support in the standing option so I can get that like knee flat. All right, round 2, child's pose, right to left. So what we're gonna do, standing option. I wanted to show you the standing option for that child's pose. So you can come down on the ground like I did in the beginning, or you can walk your fingertips up, hinge here on the wall, and come over to the right. You should feel a nice stretch here all throughout the lats, which is part of your back, and over to the other side. As you can see, this is a standing stretch, a standing way that you can do kind of a child's pose position in this fashion. So I can have my legs narrow or wide, all depending on comfortability. Maybe I want a blanket in between my legs and my bottom. I'm coming to the right for 5-10 seconds. You lean into what feels good for you. Maybe that's 30 seconds each side. Maybe that's 5 to 10. Rainbow it over to that other side. Try to sit back in that bottom if you are on the ground. And breathing, breathing, breathing into that stretch. All right, now we're going to come to bird dog. So option 1, we're going to do a minute of these. Choose the option that works best for you. Option 1, hands, keeping core engaged, hands. Option 2, feet kick out while keeping the hips level. Option 3 is opposite hand to the lower body. So I have my left arm out while my right leg is kicking out. Bring it in. Right arm out, left leg kicking out. Bring it in. You can also do these in a row. So maybe I want to do 5 on each side. I have my gaze focused on the ground. Hand, wrist underneath shoulder. Maybe I do 5 on each side. Bringing it in, you're really going to feel the balance there. That core, try not to let it drop here. Think about that core being engaged. Belly button to spine, pubic bone to sternum angle. Exhale. I like to kick out with a flexed foot in this one. Exhale. Now we're going to come into our goblet squat, 8, 10, 12 reps. Grab a drink anytime. Lifting up that weight, it's right off the chest. We're rolling our shoulders back. Maybe you feel more comfortable having something behind you. Then we're going to come back and sit up. You work with the range that feels good for you today. Down and up. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Toes and knees align. As you come down, push through those heels, come back up. Feet come back up. You can take a little bit more rest. Maybe if you do 12 and that feels good for you and we still have more time. Down, push through feet, come back up. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Gaze is forward. Take it nice and slow. So for this, I'm not using an ultra heavy weight here. I'm using kind of a medium weight for me. Down and up. Exhale. On the way up. Nice, slow, and controlled is what we're hoping for these exercises. And down. All right, piriformis stretch. Coming up, that right piriformis stretch. Seated here. Hinging at that hip. Supine, I'm on the ground. Coming into that figure 4. Hopefully you found one that works best for you. Figure 4. Pulling. And breathing, breathing, breathing. There's also one where you can... Oh, what is this called in yoga? Oh no, I'm horrible. But you're kind of tucking your hip here, and then your other hip lies flat. This is also a version. You're gonna comment and be like, oh, it's not lizard, what is it? I don't know, some sort of pigeon, haha! That's my own celebration. Did you hear that? It's like I said it to myself. Pigeon, haha, you got it, Jamie. Breathing, breathing. We went to like this climbing thing this weekend, which was pretty cool. In Germany, they have a lot of climbing options. You can click on and click off. Now we're gonna switch sides, left piriformis stretch. So standing option is here. We're gonna hold for a minute, nice long stretch. And I did this one where I was really focusing on inhale, extend, like just focusing on the next hold. If it were for my hands, it was like the next hold. If it were for my feet, it was the next foot hold. I tried to convince myself not to look up, not to look down, to kind of focus straight ahead. I'm not a big climber. I mean, done it, climbing gyms and stuff like that every once in a while, but I don't even know if I like the stuff where I feel very safe. So it was like a click thing. I felt very safe in it. You can also do a seated. But yeah, it just reminded me, it was cool because it just reminded me of, sometimes when I look too far ahead, I lose my balance. Sometimes when I look down and back, I lose my balance. And, every once in a while it just reminds me, just focus on the day, focus on the task, focus on the feeling and the bird that's flying in the air and the tree blowing in the wind, the branch that's moving because of the bird that's sitting on it. All right, last round, 10 reps, child's pose. Yeah, almost like that next, I don't know, not even that next, right? It's like not even looking just to the next, but focusing on the now and maybe just a little bit ahead. All right, child's pose, last round. We're here. You can do standing, inch over to one side, inch over to the other. Or here, you can be on ground. You can have narrow knees, wide knees if that feels better for your belly. You can also, I said this in the first round, but you can also put something behind, like a folded up blanket or your padding. There we go, up and over. Behind your knees if that feels more comfortable for you too. And going to the right, stretching out that right, Stretching out that lift. Going to the left. Inhale and exhale each side. Remember 5, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. Just kind of go with the flow. If you're like, ooh, that feels good for that amount of time, I'm gonna go to the next side. Timer. And I are behind. All right. Bird dog. Coming into those bird dogs. Rolling shoulders back. Hands are gonna be across from chest. Knees are gonna be across from hips. Option 1, core engaged, alternating those hands forward. Option 2, pushing down through that lower leg to balance. Core engaged, alternating legs. Option 3, alternating arm, coming back down. Option 4, bringing it all the way back in. Knee to elbow. Knee to elbow. Exhale, when you bring it back in, focus on that mat, that ground right in front of you. Kick out, heel or foot flex. I don't know, let me see. I prefer my foot flex. I don't know that it really matters. And have your toe pointed. Just make sure you keep those hips aligned. Exhale. All right, last round of that. Now we're gonna come into our goblet squat. Excuse me, weight's gonna be alongside our chest as we come down and lift up. I have about a medium weight here. I'm focusing on that slow, controlled movement. Feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Coming down, core engaged, and lifting up. Down, and lift up. Nice and slow, and controlled on the way up. Awesome job, ragamuffins. Woo-wee. Feeling good. Take it slow, take a break anytime. Maybe you like to pause it and you want to take a little bit longer to do the 12 reps. Please go ahead and do so. Up and down. Breathing. And pushing through those feet on the way up. Woo. All right, piriformis stretch. Last time, seated, standing, supine. Oh, they're all S's. That's kind of fun. So, figure 4. Inhale, exhale. I told you all this, right? I got my pants patched. It was really exciting. Inhale and hinge forward. Or in that supine position, back flat, stretching out that hip, breathing through it. Maybe you want to use that belt or your hands if that flexibility is an option today, to pull that opposite hip forward. Get you in a little bit more of a stretch. I breathe. Whoa. I'm going to stay in this position so I can show you this option again here. Shift that figure 4. I have the timer for a minute. It is good to hold a static stretch, but please know that you can come out of it anytime. Hopefully you found a hip stretch that feels good. Yeah, good feeling in that hip. You want to come into a standing option. Here, balance, focus, hinging, breathing, breathing, breathing. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. 20 seconds, ragamuffins. Awesome job today. Whenever I've filmed each of these, I've already felt like a warmness, kind of a release in my back. So I'm really hoping you feel the same with doing full rounds of these. And rest, last rest, 20 seconds. We don't necessarily have a cool down with this one, but 10 seconds. I don't know how to take that last rest out. Awesome job today, ragamuffins. Hopefully you're feeling good. We have two more workouts in this series. So again, you can do these, one a week, or twice in a week, every other workout, whatever you want. These back exercises are really good to keep that back and core strong. So awesome job. I will see you all next time. Movement for more recovery, movement for more strength, movement for more because you were made for more. See y'all next time.